back to day 3 of Standard 15. Today we're going to look specifically at net worth. You know, I think our society thinks of net worth as a status symbol, when in actuality it's looking at your assets minus your debts or your credit and determining where you sit financially. That's all net worth really is, and it's important to be able to determine at any point in time in our life what our net worth is, so we're able to purchase goods, utilize services that are available to us, all those things. So learning how to determine net worth and really what that means is important, and that's what we're going to look at today.
I want you to think about a question. Have you ever wondered how someone gets to be known as a millionaire, or better yet, a billionaire? They calculate it. How did they calculate it is what we're going to study today. And essentially it's easy. Assets minus liabilities. Assets, they're an item with economic value that an individual or organization owns. Investments such as stocks and mutual funds, real estate, personal property, and business equipment. They total up their assets, then subtract liabilities. What are liabilities? An actual or potential financial obligation. This is also known as debt or bills, for lack of a better term. Okay, on this slide we have a typical 16-year-old's net worth. And then we've transposed that with a typical 30-year-old's net worth, just to show you as you grow kind of how your assets and maybe your liabilities change over time. Although it may be difficult to think about a 16-year-old's net worth, it can still be calculated. I would imagine that the net worth would be pretty easy to calculate because a typical 16-year-old does not have a large amount of bills or debt, also known as liabilities, to calculate. The trick to increasing your net worth over time is to continue the practice of saving. And as you get older, increase the amount of personal income you invest. The interest one earns on their investments continues to grow in value, and your money continues to make money for yourself. There are instances where people who invest their money lose it also, because interest accrued does not always mean you have an increase. Investments are perhaps another lesson for another time, but rest assured, investing is generally a great way for your money to make more money. Investors are taught to spread their money out in a lot of different baskets instead of putting it all into one basket. As with most things in life, this is a good rule of thumb to follow. One surefire way to ensure your net worth increases is to limit the amount of debt or liabilities you have in your life. Things like a home mortgage, car loan, credit cards, personal loans, and student loans are all liabilities. The person that saves up for purchases instead of borrowing money for them will always come out on the positive side of the net worth statement. And over time, they may find they are a millionaire for their responsible management of money. Okay, guys, your task for day 3 is to take a glimpse into your future. We want to know at age 30 what your life will look like. First, we need to determine what would our career be or look like when we're 30. For these purposes in this assignment, let's stay away from that you're an athletic, musical, or theatrical superstar that you're born to be, and let's choose a career that would also suit you or fit you, so we're able to determine a salary range. You're able to do that by maybe picking your career and putting that career plus salary range into Google. You can use salary.com or even monster.com to find and do research on an annual salary. We really want to narrow that down. Once we found that, let's say for instance it's $60,000 a year. Divide that out by 12 and then you'll find that that's $5,000 monthly. We're not going to worry about take-home pay and taking taxes out of that at this point in time. Really, we just want to determine, or what would our monthly amount be. Let's say, for instance, you make $60,000 a year. Divide that by 12 and we find out that we make $5,000. We're not interested for these purposes in determining what our take-home pay would be out of that. Remember, taxes and things like that are taken out of that. But for this assignment, let's just say you take home $5,000 a month. I want you to determine what your family, just take a guess, would look like. Do you want to have a few children, a spouse? Will you live alone? You make that determination in this story. I want you to find a home that you would like. How you do this is you go online and you'll search homes in different locations and determine a value that you would like. Let's say, for instance, you're going to purchase that home. You use bankrate.com, which is available on the slide there, and you take the value of that home, and I've given you some terms to follow. If you plug all those terms in, you should be able to determine a monthly payment. That's what we want to do for the home as well as your car. We want to determine a monthly payment. Of course, unless you choose to save up and pay for your vehicle, in which case, tell me what the value of that vehicle would be, what type of vehicle that would be. The idea is we want to get a glimpse of our monthly income minus some of the major living expenses that it takes so that we can start to determine what major purchases really do for us in our life, and then so we can start to look at what a budget and how to manage that budget. The idea in this assignment is to take the major purchases and major expenses in our lives, minus those out of our income, and then see what's left